All right, it's live night, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to get in the second live for the month. I'm going to give some time for people to hop on, to join us, maybe adjust my light to be like, whoa, it's bright. Let's do a little less there. Okay, good. I'm going to bring my computer over and get my giant water out of the way. I'm going to give people some time to hop on, but welcome everybody. I'm Marina Blackford. I am a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I'm here to pay forward all the tips for you cancer fighters, survivors, and anybody looking to do something, get through, overcome, do something hard in their life. So welcome. I love doing the lives. This is the heart and soul of the channel for me. That's what makes this channel a community. So welcome. I see one number. We got one person on. So thank you for being here. If you want to say hi, feel free to comment. I'd love to see you say hi or ask your questions. The exciting thing about the lives too is YouTube made it easy to convert these to podcasts. So here we go. Yay. Welcome, Armenia, Quatrice, Marva. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Hello from Arizona to Armenia in California. And Quatrice and Marva, you are regular subs for me, and I am so happy to see you here. Mara, hello. All right, guys, it's live night. Can you believe it? Good morning, or good morning. Good evening. Hello, Elena. Yes. Welcome. I'm so happy you guys are on, and I have some regulars on here, which just like fills me up. And again, if you're new here to the live, you've likely been on the channel, but if you're new to the live, I want you to make sure you subscribe so you can see when the lives will be at the beginning of the month, which it's almost June. I usually post a schedule for the channel that is when I'll release my videos, and you're going to find on there the 2 lives for that month. So I try to remind everybody on Instagram and on YouTube. Welcome, Kathy. I'm excited for tonight's live as usual. Again, how did we get to the end of the month so quickly? Here it is, May 31st, last day of May, and I'm just loving it. We're getting lots of sunshine in Arizona. Yes, it's hot, but it's not as hot as it's gonna get yet. So I'll take it. Hello, Kathy from Texas. And Pam, welcome. Pam, I know you have sent me some comments on the channel, so thank you for watching and thank you for being here. I'm excited for many reasons. One, I get to connect with you guys. Hello, someone else from AZ, and you're starting your first chemo tomorrow. I'll put that up on the screen so we can all give you some encouragement. And I hope you have found some tips from some of my videos. Nothing can quite prepare you so much as getting that first chemo done, though. Okay, my videos can help you, absolutely. And we're all praying for you here. But you got to get that first one under your belt so you can kind of get a lay of how it's going to go and what it's going to feel like. And you can do it. You can do this, and it will heal you. Stay focused on your chemo beating your cancer. So I'm sending you some love there. The other reason I would say, yeah. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Yes. Look at your hair. She says, I haven't been on live and only watching YouTube videos last year while I was doing treatments. Great to see you from Kentucky. Oh, welcome. I'd love to hear a Kentucky accent if you have one. I just love it. Thank you for being here. I'm just gonna spit it out, guys. I'm feeling the vibes. I got these new earrings and I'm loving them. I got them at one of those, boutiques that sells from local vendors. And I wore these to my friend's celebration of life that passed from stage 4 breast cancer. And every time I think I am over the emotions of grief, here I am welling up with tears. But it was a really beautiful celebration of life. We wore colorful, stuff, and we celebrated someone really special. So, take a moment to just be thankful you are here, you're fighting, surviving, you're thriving, and just honor those that cannot be here with us. So, all right. Anyways, and you know me, guys, I can't help but be real with where I'm at and then just like let the emotions come. Pam, we'll be getting a PET scan next week to see how my progress is. Wonderful, Pam. That sounds like a good thing, and I hope the progress is great. I hope you are healing. Helen, I had surgery last Friday on my right leg. I hope you're healing. Get lots of rest. I'll send you those healing vibes. And someone is sending some prayers um, for friends and family. Elena here. So thank you. All right, guys. So again, most of you guys have seen some videos likely on my channel. And I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor. I had it at 31. I was single and I had just qualified for Boston Marathon. And next thing you know, I'm getting a mammogram that didn't look good, a biopsy that came back positive for invasive ductal carcinoma, the most common type of breast cancer. And with that breath, they said you need to get a port place and you need to start chemo now, like next week. And it was a whirlwind. It was crazy. And luckily for me, I feel like I had this huge goal to get through my treatment. I'm like, I got to get to the Boston Marathon. It's a very hard marathon to qualify for, and it took me 3 years. And here I am in the best running shape of my life at the time. And they told me I had to start chemo. I was devastated. Like, you can't defer getting to Boston for anything, unfortunately. Um, I want to say maybe pregnancy now. I think that's one thing they've added, but not cancer. So, anyways, I had to get there, guys, and I find it as my craziness of an extreme high of qualifying for Boston and extreme low of being told he had cancer. But that is life. Nobody said this life wasn't going to have highs and lows. Nobody said it was going to be fair. No one said it was going to be easy. We are all I don't like using the word lucky. I feel like, that is what grace is, having the opportunity to experience life and all the things that come with it, including cancer. I don't wish cancer for anybody. I would never wish any of this experience for anybody. My dog. Hi, dog. Um, but if you find yourself where I've been, being told you have cancer and you need to start chemo and you need to do surgery to save your life, that it's possible to go through treatment and come out as a survivor. And so here we are as a community sharing all our tips and praises and vulnerabilities with each other. So, Pam, I'm so happy you could catch me here too. Elena, prayers for your friends, family. Thank you. Got it. Yes. Her husband is a wonderful man and is definitely having to get through being a caretaker for somebody, as they decline in health. And that's really hard. She says, I know that must be so difficult. My friend died from breast cancer in 2003. I thought of her immediately when I was diagnosed in 2021. Isn't that crazy how that's why I'm kind of flowing with the comments, guys, and tonight. I'll leave it up on the screen here, Lena. That's why when you find yourself being told you have cancer and you got to do whatever it is, the type of cancer you have, XYZ for treatment. But that's why there's so much emotions tied to it. And that's why I created this channel to help give some tips and guidance and talk about mental health. Because when we hear the word cancer, how many of us, like raise your hand, how many of us thought of somebody in our life that was diagnosed and had a really hard time or maybe passed away, And so that brings up all of our emotions tied to it. So, that's part of the journey is acknowledging, that you have those emotions, that it triggers you, and then letting it go because I have 2 aha moments I've had recently, and I want to share them in tonight's live. So I'm going to circle back to that one. Let me update you guys with where I'm at if you've been watching. And then I'm going to get to some more comments here, but here's where I'm at. If you guys have been watching the vlogs, and where I'm at is I had a bone scan done about 2 months ago. I told my oncology team that I was having an ache in my leg that I had had for some time, maybe close to 6 months, to be honest. That was just kind of there. Wasn't getting worse, wasn't getting better, but it was just kind of there. I was noticing it. And I didn't mention it for a while because I kept thinking it would go away. And it's nowhere near my chest, right? So I'm not thinking breast cancer. And when it came to my 3-month follow up, which I go every 3 months since I've had cancer twice, I mentioned it because I'm like, this isn't going away. And this is a significant timeline. It's past 3 months, it's almost 6. And my nurse said, "Why don't we do a bone scan? We haven't done it since you were diagnosed." That would have been, over 2 years ago. So I reluctantly said yes. I even canceled it and then had to reschedule it. But at the same time, I would lose my friend to metastatic breast cancer, and my anxiety was through the roof. And um, the great news is the scan came back clear. So I do not have cancer that has metastasized anywhere. But where I'm at now is I needed to resolve that pain. So I started physical therapy, and I just want to tell you guys the best news again, which is that pain has finally started to subside and almost nearly gone away after 2 sessions now of physical therapy and doing the prescribed exercises. I can't even tell you the amount of relief that has given me to know that I could pay attention to my body, that I could do something about it, get a scan done, get results, go to the next thing, physical therapy, do the exercises, and get relief. So I'm just trying to remind you guys that that's totally possible. And it gives me, as a two-time survivor, so much hope that when we do listen to our body and do something about it, that we can get results. What an amazing thing, right? I think I get stuck so much in like the deep survivor mentality. Like, what is this? Is it cancer? I mean, I felt it because my friend had just been declining and passed from it, and I don't think my mind would have been there as much if she hadn't. But that's just where I was. So Elizabeth says, just diagnosed with IDC, high grade, triple negative, thankfully stage 1. Yes. Meet with the oncologist on Friday for a treatment plan. Port placement next week. Surreal to say the words, I have cancer. It is, Elizabeth. And I'll tell you what, my dog, I really even struggled with a lot of it, saying I have cancer in the beginning. And that's okay. Like, I think it's okay to say I have cancer. I think the next thing you should say, though, daily is, I'm doing something about it. I am healing. I will heal. I will heal. Say exactly what you want to happen and focus on that. And I think it'll really help get you in the mindset of that you need to be in. If a fighter, again, none of us like the choice of having to fight, or not having the choice to have to fight. But make your next sentence, I will heal. And thank you for being here. Quatrice, sending positive vibes for our viewer that commented here. Mia, Lottie, for your first chemo. You got this. That's what this channel is about for me at this point, guys. So if you subscribe, you get weekly videos, but you're going to get 2 lives a month where I hop on and we get to be a community and we get to ask our questions and share our praises. And it's such an awesome thing. I can't tell you guys how much this means that you are here. Yogi, yo girl. Oh, okay. Chemo in December, follow up now that they want to see every 6 months. Very, very, very happy, very healthy. There you go, guys. You're hearing from somebody that's finished their chemo and they're being seen every 6 months. And that is what you could expect. You expect to get your chemo done and to heal and to be told, I'll see you in 6 months. So Pam says she had her dad pass away from cancer in 2003. I'm sorry for that, Pam. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why it's so hard to now find yourself in that place when, again, it triggers so much emotion for us in our life. So I'm going to get to my second point more quickly than I thought, because I think it's so important. But I had a second aha moment recently. I like calling it an aha moment because that's something Oprah does, and Oprah's like a spiritual guru. She's fantastic, right? I had an aha moment. So if you guys watch my videos here, if you ever want to keep up with me more in real time, or direct message me, you can find me on Instagram at Marina Blackford or azmarinastrong for just breast cancer stuff. But someone direct messaged me there literally 2 days ago and said they were in tears from watching my video, my last survivor vlog, and that I share something that my husband actually paid forward to me, which was, here I am at peak of anxiety, getting a bone scan, waiting for results. My friend has just passed away from stage 4 breast cancer. And he told me something I needed to hear. And somebody probably needs to hear this right now. He said, Marina, her journey is not your journey. And it was exactly what I needed to hear. And it helped lift me from a little bit of that downward spiral, right? That I was getting into with anxiety. Now, of course, I'm so sad of the loss of my friend and that she even had to go through any of that. I know she knew me and our friendship, and I was there for her so much. And I, with every bone in my body, wish she could be here again. But that doesn't mean that somebody else's journey is your journey. Just because you guys know somebody that passed away from cancer, you've seen it, heard it, maybe even here on YouTube, it doesn't mean it's your journey. Okay. And sometimes we need to hear that in this process. Your journey is what you're doing right now. The biggest thing that has helped me in my life right now, as a 2-time breast cancer survivor, as a mom to toddlers, as somebody trying to navigate in this ever changing, fast paced world, is to be present. So bring it back in, literally to where you're at right now. Take 3 to 4 big breaths. They call them like box breaths, right? Breathe in for 4 and out for 4, and be present. What's happening in your life right now that you can take control of? Eating well, texting a friend, hugging somebody, loving yourself, going for a walk. I mean, it's truly all that matters, guys, and it saves me a lot right now. That's it. All right. Elena says, yes, you're so right. Thank you. One of my points is right there. So, yeah. And then Yogi Girl Sancho, I love it. Hello, everyone. I enjoy the channel with positive vibes. Thank you. Diana says, what was it? What was it? I'll scroll down. Maybe I answered for you. Helen says, now I'm looking for the 10 purple pen. I'm thankful I'm alive and being here. Marina, I'm thankful you're alive too. And you love your purple. You love your purple. Armenia, I'm in recovery after having a bilateral mastectomy last week. That's huge. That's a really big surgery. And it's a big recovery. So I hope you are resting and you're hydrating, you're staying ahead of your pain. Yeah, and just one day at a time. Each week is so greatly different after surgery. In my experience, I feel like the first week is kind of coming out of surgery. Sometimes you're still numb, from what they did, and you're like, that's not so bad. And then you go to lift your arm, and you're like, well, that sucks. I can't do that like at all. And then after week 2, you'll notice you start to be able to lift your arms more, but you have to stay ahead of the pain. And by week 3, you're over it. You're like, okay, I rested. I want to get back to life. At least that was me. I'm like what you'd consider type A. I like keeping busy. So over it. By week 4, though, I feel like you start to really come out of the woods, come around the curve, whatever you want to call it, but you'll start to feel like you can use your arms a little more. And if you haven't had a follow-up by then that recommends physical therapy, I would ask, can I be doing physical therapy or seek out a physical therapist? I think it's huge in recovery after bilateral mastectomy. Anga, hi Marina from India. Hello, all the way from India. Thank you so much. What time is it there? What time is it in India, guys? And you're here. I'm gonna pull up my world clock right now. Shanghai, it's 10:20 a.m. Welcome. I just had that. I didn't have India on my phone. Pam, having a good support group really helps me have a positive attitude. It is helping me get through this. Amen to that, Pam. It is literally one of the biggest indicators of a happy life. Having a community or support group that you are part of, so your family's great, but if you have a little community of 3 friends, church, a club, whatever it is, but having a sense of community is one of the top indicators of a happy life, especially in times like this. So I'm so happy you have good support. Quatrice, yes. Yes, PT is amazing after mastectomy. Great stretching exercises. Need them again going through radiation. Yes, I didn't think I would. right? I didn't even share that, I think, with my radiation tips. I just went through it. Here's the ointments to use. But I found myself having cording after radiation. You guys find a video on that on my channel. Cording literally kind of, it looks like what it sounds like, right? It'll be under an armpit after surgery, and I don't quite have it now, which is fantastic. But it looks like a cord under your armpit, a very tight cord. After having breast surgery, it can happen, and it's tightening around your lymph nodes, and you have to do PT to relieve it. So it won't happen to all of you, and maybe even to help stay ahead of it, you can again seek physical therapy. If you guys are at a point in your treatment where you're using insurance and you have met deductibles, go get that physical therapy in. It's amazing. For and you're what do I need physical therapy for, Marina? For after breast surgery, after lumpectomy, double mastectomy, whether it's one or both breasts, or after radiation, even too, right? If the skin's had enough time to heal, that skin is going to experience tightness going forward. Radiation is kind of sneaky in that way, right? That your skin, it gets sunburned in the moment, but it's the after effects that you might notice of it being so tight or having trouble healing there. And the same for chemo with neuropathy, right? And so neuropathy being pain and tingling in hands and feet. I always recommend icing during chemo, the hands and feet. Not just me, my oncologist said ice to help try prevent that neuropathy. Unfortunately, neuropathy is something though that can continue to kind of sneak in after chemo's done, after treatment's done. And so I have a video on neuropathy of some tips to help prevent it and what you can possibly do about it. I'll just say this, what helped me is doing physical therapy at one point, and I'm a strong believer in just your overall health. So staying hydrated, eliminating, toxic stuff from our diet if possible. Um, for me, it's probably a significant drop in alcohol consumption, to be honest, and incorporating exercise. I'm so huge on exercise. When you can start moving, do it. And exercise is going for a walk, yoga. Like, it's start small. Don't push it. Just wait till your energy starts to build up, and then build up. Mara, having my second chemo on Tuesday. I hope it goes good, Mara. I found that chemo for me started to get easier once I knew what to expect. It gets more tiring as you go on. And they'll check your labs, to help you with that. But it does get easier in the sense of knowing what to expect. Lindy Lou, your husband is so right and so important for all of us to consider. Thank you. I know he's a wise man. That one, I'll keep him around. I adore my husband. He's so great. Josie, hi Marina, watching here from California. Tomorrow's my third chemo session. You're so inspiring, and I'm glad I'm here watching you live. I'm so glad you're watching me live too, and I hope chemo just keeps going for you to heal you. And I have tears in my eyes for you guys. I just feel you, and this is really good for me as a survivor, because I can't tell you how many times, guys, we just go through this process. We just power through, and at the end is when you finally go, whoa, I can't believe I did that. And you never even really honor yourself, and then you got to deal with all your anxiety later. So you guys help heal me by me reflecting on where I was, where you were. And look at me, look at all this hair 2 years later, guys. It's possible. It grows back. I've lost it twice, and it'll grow back. All right, Lindy Lou, your necklace, where's it from? Brand, love it. Thank you, Lindy. This is from Kendra Scott. I love Kendra Scott. It's one of those jewelry stores in the mall, and it's from their gold collection that is like not their costume jewelry, so it won't tarnish, which is key for Arizona because I wear a lot of sunscreen, and a lot of my jewelry will tarnish if I don't have good gold. Marva, thanks for that. I needed to hear that. I need to hear a lot of the things I say. Trust me. I don't watch a lot of my videos back that are on my channel because I don't have the time. I'm constantly having to move forward to make new videos and plan and raise children and work as a dental hygienist part-time. But I do sometimes listen to my lives back because like there are such good reminders. There's such good info in these lives that I have had a realization of, or I've just listened to a podcast that helped me. So I pay for it to you guys. I'm so excited. I just want to remind you guys, if you've just hopped on and you've missed the beginning of this live, you can always subscribe, go to my channel. You're going to go to my channel page and scroll across the top. You can click a lives tab, find all the lives there, but it's also on podcasts now. So if you go to YouTube Music and look up my name, all of my lives have been converted to podcasts, and you can listen to them on the go, in the car, on your morning walk. So I'm so excited about that. Just all about making this easier for you guys to get the info. Diana, your leg pain, what was it? Ah, thank you. It was a deep hamstring strain. I know, right? I was like, well, what is this? Okay, it felt so deep that it felt like it could have been in my bone, hence my survivor mind. Like, what is this? Is this cancer? No, it's a soft tissue issue. Soft tissue issue that was able to be solved with PT. Like she just did. If you ever gone to PT and you have an issue, they are gonna have you do all these little exercises to pinpoint what it is. They're gonna have you try and raise your arm and push against it, or your leg and push against it, and they're doing all this stuff to really pinpoint the area. And then once they do that, they come up with stretches, usually 2 stretches, 2 exercises to start to help relieve that area. And then you're supposed to go and do that, and then you come back, report, and then so on. Quatrice, has anyone experienced issues with esophageal issues, sore throat, pain swallowing during radiation treatment? Oh, wow. That's a great question. I don't think I did personally, but I will say I've always had a dry, raspy throat, and I always associate it with living in Arizona and it being so dry here. I didn't have pain when swallowing, but yeah, definitely. What has your medical team said? Have they told you anything? I'm curious. Soulful Butler, did you have a bilateral mastectomy after your first diagnosis? I did. I did because I was BRCA1 positive. And at that point, my own mother had had breast cancer, not once, but twice. And the second time she found out that she carried that genetic mutation. So since I knew I was positive, everything was removed. My cancer would return, likely due to being high risk, because I did chemo. I did 4 ANC, 12 Taxol, and had surgery. In the surgery, the pathology came back, no evidence of disease. So to have it reoccur was really unlikely, unusual. And the only thing I can myself think of is that I just am at high risk. I believe in my medical team. I know we did everything that we had to. And so I'm just happy that I found it again and had the chance to beat it again. Yeah. People always are like, how did you get cancer twice after you removed everything? I know. And so that cancer, that other tumor would be next to the implant near my ribs under my armpit. Does that make sense? I was kind of washing in the shower under my armpit next to my implant and would feel a lump near the implant and rib area, my left side area. And there was a tumor there. And I could just tell. I was like, that was not there before. And I called my oncology team immediately. Diana, I'm having my last breast cancer. Excuse me. I'm having my last breast reconstruction Monday. Can't wait to start healing and leave all this behind. I feel you, Diana. Absolutely. It's so exciting to be past your active treatment, past your surgery. Oh my God, it's a great thing to get your reconstruction just done and just feel like you don't have to be in survivor mode or fighter mode again or still. I'm just going to encourage that you, just honor when feelings come up of anxiety, just honor those feelings and say, wow, I did something really hard. Just give yourself lots of pats on the back moving forward. You've done something really, really hard and you are almost done. Amen. Lily, did you have shave your face after your hair started growing back? My face is so hairy. Yes, Lily, I did. I did. I have it in one of my videos somewhere when my hair started growing back, so about, gosh, even just like 2 to 4 weeks after being done with chemo, you start getting all this little sprouts of hair. It's all uneven, kind of weird. I buzzed it twice to even it out and just make it look more like a haircut, not the little chemo hair. Um, my face hair was like going crazy. I mean, I don't normally have a lot of face hair. You might get your little hairs to tweeze every now and then, but the cheeks, the swirly cheek fuzz was whoa. And I had to get those little face razors to shave, right? You just go at an angle and they remove excess hair. Get those. You can find them on my Amazon store. My chemo after chemo hair growth. I have a category in my Amazon store. I will link that in the description after this video plays. And yeah, I needed to do that. It was crazy. It gets better. It just is weird. Your hair, your body's going through all kinds of, your hormones are firing back up because they kind of were shut down, during chemo, all this stuff. Helen, stage 4 is hard to get through, to get through. Absolutely. I can't imagine. I was stage 2 each time. And I feel like if I was told I had stage 4, I don't know that it would be harder. No, it would be. Yeah, I'm sure mentally it would be harder. And so I'm sorry. Because nobody wants to be told they have stage 4 cancer. It makes it seem more scary. So I'm sorry. And I hope you just keep healing. And you're at the least that you're out of pain. Armenia, thank you for your PT advice. I'm waiting for next week and they will come to my home. Good. Really seek it out. I think it really helps because it's hard to know how far you're supposed to push it after having a surgery. A major surgery is getting your breast removed, because that affects your chest muscles. So when it's painful to lift your arms and you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that, PT is going to remind you it's okay to do it. And it's okay to do it to like this level and, do that daily, these exercises. So PT just makes it more clear as to what you should be doing after a surgery like that. Pam, hello, Helen. I have stage 4 breast cancer and it's hard, but we can get through this. There you go, Helen. You have someone rooting for you. Elena, so wise. There we go. So wise. Her journey is not your journey. So true. Thank you for the reminder. It is still my battery. Oh, battery's done. Okay. Am I back on? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. My battery was exhausted. You're like, where'd she go? My camera battery died. And now and now it's crooked. I'm so sorry. That's all right. We're gonna go with it. There, I had to quickly change my battery. Thankfully, I had an extra, and I don't know how long it'll last. We made it to the half-hour mark. Thank you, guys. All right, so sorry for that. Here we are. Pam. Okay, I'm going to go back to Elena really quick. She said, thank you for the reminder. It's so traumatizing. I was so sad about some YouTube women because advocates who passed, like Nolly Augustine. Oh, see, and I know that's out there, and I haven't seen that stuff. But you guys, what if I were to have something happen to me, guys? We feel so connected. It would be really devastating, but we have to remind ourselves that, I'm happy to be part of anybody's life while I'm here, regardless of how long it is. We just don't have control over everything. Hand it over. Let it, yeah. I pray. Pam. Oh, Pam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sash, what do you think was harder for you, AC or Taxol? I heard everyone responds differently. Absolutely. Everybody does respond differently. For me, AC was harder. That was the one I started with. Um, but generally they'll say AC is harder. It's more nauseating and more fatiguing. Taxol is less. It doesn't cause as much nausea. I I I think that most people would agree with that. Sylvia, exercise through my radiation at 38 rounds of it helped so much. Good. Remember, just for anybody, because Sylvia clearly did great with exercising, but radiation, not the same as chemo. It's not going to make you nauseous. So that's great. You don't have to do pre-meds, and you don't have to do all this other medications, but it is fatiguing. So through radiation, sometimes you're so excited, you're like, I'm not doing chemo. But just remember your body's still like going through a lot. Being radiated is not normal to have, our body radiated. So it can be very tiring. So always do what you can, listen to your body, and that's great. I think I exercised radiation. I'm sure I did. I chased children. Trust me, that was enough of an exercise. I'm gonna go as long as I can with the battery tonight, guys. I am sorry about that. So we are at, we've gotten a lot covered. I brought my 2 points forward that I wanted to make sure I conveyed tonight, that I'm doing well after PT. So you can have some control in your life. You can do the exercises you're supposed to and get results if you're having pain, if it's due to surgery or whatever. And my second point being to remind ourselves that sometimes when we see all this, you know, the effects of cancer around us, to remember that's not necessarily what's going to happen to us. We're going to focus on what we're doing, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Kathy, chemo number 8 this Friday. Your channel's been so helpful for me. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Kathy. Number 8, you're getting it done. Jenny, I give gift of ice pack gloves and feet after getting mine from your suggestion for chemo treatments. Good. You got them. You'll use them. I highly recommend it. If you can do something to prevent neuropathy, do it. Elena, I'm trying to get PT for effects of hormone therapy. The body aches are chronic. Oh no. Hormones are crazy. You mess with the hormones and all things are all affected. Your sleep, your mental health. I hope PT can help you. Lori, the fatigue. If anything, by the way, guys, going to PT, they make you work out. Like I went the first time, not so much. They do assessment. And then the second time, I just went this week. She's like, all right, let's warm up, treadmill or bike, 10 minutes. And I'm like, I just worked out that morning. So I'm like, of course. Yeah, no problem. She's like, all right, just a little resistance. I'm somebody that works out regularly and I'm on this bike going, whoa, she really is warming me up, and then she said, the exercise is really, so PT will get you moving if you haven't been. Lori, the fatigue from radiation and chemo is terrible. Tomorrow is 21st chemo and 10 of 15 radiation. Sorry, I don't know. I said terrible that way because you put an exclamation point. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you sound like, I'm not trying to scare anybody. Tomorrow is 21st chemo and 10 of 15 radiation are done. Well, 21 chemo is a lot, Lori. So absolutely, you're going to be fatigued. And I just hope you're staying hydrated during this time, because that's probably just at the least, like, try and just be doing that. And I hope that you just keep getting through. Sash, heard from other survivors that they take IV supplements during chemo. Have you heard of this? I did not take IV supplements during chemo. No, I would strongly recommend talking to your medical team about that. I mean, mine didn't even want me really doing vitamin C, any extra vitamin C, because that can interfere with how well your chemo works. So I think it's very important to tell your oncologist anything else you're doing, because some of that stuff can make your chemo less effective. And if you're doing chemo, you want it to be effective. I'm not going to do chemo and not have it work. I'm not going to get all the symptoms of chemo and not have it shrink my tumor. No, thank you. So be careful with that. I think IV supplements could be a great thing to do after chemo. Unless your IV is literally a prescribed one from your oncology team or it's a saline to hydrate. I personally would be very careful with the supplements. If you guys are wondering, right, there's IV nurses. I mean, I have a friend of mine that does it. and they can give you infusions of vitamin C, vitamin B, an immunity cocktail, something like that. But yeah, I just would be very, very careful during chemo. Diana, Quatrice, yes, I had it. Drink lots of fluid. They gave me something called magic mouthwash. Yes, magic mouthwash is a term for a prescription mouthwash that will numb your mouth if you have sores from radiation, chemo. So this is somebody helping Quatrice with her sore throat during radiation. Yep. Helen says, "How is your mom?" She is doing great. Her hair is growing. She's been getting haircuts, to get hers to look like a style. I think she might dye it soon. So she's doing really good. My mom is a 3-time breast cancer survivor, BRCA positive, triple negative 2 times, and a slight hormone positive receptor the 3rd time. And she's doing great. I'm just proud of her. And yeah, thank you. Maritza, chemo number 8 on Friday too. I'll have to do Herceptin only until next year. Not sure what that's going to be like. Did you take Herceptin? I did not. I did not have to do anything like tamoxifen or Herceptin after, because my cancer was triple negative. It wasn't responsive to hormones. And then I've also had a full hysterectomy and ovaries removed. So I don't have hormones anyways, at least in that sense, right? Like 90 to 95% of our hormones come from our ovaries, and another 5% comes from your lymphatic system. Diana, I had the throat issues during radiation. They gave me something called magic mouthwash. Yes, and let your radiation team know and drink lots of water. Thank you guys for helping each other so much. Oh, I'm so sorry, Quatrice. It's painful. That is awful. So full. So Phil? I don't know, but I love your picture. I'm on Herceptin and Perjeta for an additional 10 sessions after 6 TCHP treatments. Any thoughts on how that's going for her? Is it going well? Do you notice any side effects? Elizabeth, did you have a port placement? Yes, 2. Oh, can you see the scars, guys? They're here. Here's one, and here's the other up here a little higher. Been there, done that. And how long was your chemo the first time? I know everyone is different, but for you, how many treatments was it before your hair fell out? I did A and C 4 sessions. And then the second time, and then 12 Taxol. The second cancer I had, I did 15 Taxol and 15 carboplatin. It takes about 14 to 20 days for your hair to start falling out. And mine was right in between that mark. So by week 2, I was shaving my head. You can find my chemo hair loss video on my channel. And I documented shaving my head, my hair loss, and shaving my head with my husband after the second breast cancer. Yogi Girl Sancho, experienced hair loss with chemo, grew back, then 4 months after some hair loss again, now growing back. Yeah, I feel like the hair goes through a cycle. Even in the beginning, it starts to grow back. You get so excited, and then it kind of sheds. For me, mostly that happened with eyebrows and eyelashes. You get so excited when your I got so excited when my eyelashes started to grow back, and they start to grow back, and then they fall out again, and then they start to come in. So I just told myself my body was trying to get into a healthy hair cycle. I'm going to wrap up the talk in about 2 minutes, guys, just because I know my battery is probably going to exhaust soon. And this has been fantastic. You guys have been really bringing it today. So remember, the lives are nothing without you. I mean, I guess they could be. I could be just talking to myself, but it's so much more fun to be able to help you guys and help each other. So thank you. Helen, I'm fighting to live and keep laughing and coming here to let you all know I appreciate you all. Oh, that's awesome. There you go. You have a community. It's here. It's now. Maritza, keep fighting. And Helen, we forgive you, Marina. I'm sure I said something wacky. Jackie had cystoscopy last week, which was clear, and have CTs, thyroid ultrasound, and bone scan next week. They always make me nervous. Overall, I feel pretty good. Hang on to that. Just hang on to that fact that you are feeling good. If anything, these scans are going to give you more peace of mind that everything is good. And until then, it's one day at a time, and just keep praying and hoping that everything comes back clear. I hope that for you. Oh, well, thank you. Helen says, thank you, Marina. We all appreciate you. And Pam, we will keep you in our prayers. Helen. Um, Jenny says, Yogi Girl Sancho, I considered the hair loss was chemo hair, shaved it, and now thicker hair coming back in. Yeah, the hair goes through cycles, guys. It totally does. Marva says, thank you to me. I appreciate you. Where are we at here? Okay, good. I am a couple minutes back in the comments. Okay, I've caught up. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, wait, one more person. I want to hop on here. Diane, Herceptin was much less toxic for me than TCHP. I forget what that stands for, guys. Remind me. After surgery, they switched me from Herceptin, Perjeta to Kadcyla. Thank you for sharing. And then did 14 rounds of Kadcyla, which was pretty much the same side effects as Herceptin, Perjeta. Thank you for sharing. Thank you guys so much. Elizabeth, thank you. When is the next live chat? Great question. That's a great way to round out tonight. It's the end of the month, so I'm going out of town this weekend on a little vacay with the family to the beach, and I'm going to be working on creating June's schedule. So you can look for that this weekend. I'll post it on the channel, the schedule for June. So I don't know when the next live is yet, but it's going to come out this weekend, the schedule. You can also find it on my Instagram at azmarinastrong. And I am just so thankful for you guys. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the next live. Bye, guys. Bye.